host and moderator for this session. A friendly reminder, this is track 3, retention, LTV, and operations. Today's panel is listening to shopper signals and using purchase intent to power retention. Our speaker, Renuka, has 15 plus years of experience at companies like Philips and, of course, Shopify. Spending 5 years at Shopify, Renuka leveled up to become the country product manager for India as a whole, leading product development, product market fit, finding gaps in the market, and building new offerings. She also served as the director of product of engagement for Simple, India's #1 one-tap checkout software. Now she's moving the needle forward on product growth and go-to-market at Swym. Please give a warm welcome to Renuka.
Hey everyone, thank you so much, Chris. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We are going to spend the next 30 to 40 minutes together talking about something that I think is genuinely going to change the way you think about your shoppers and how you engage with them. One second, just setting up my slides. Yeah, cool. So here's what we're going to cover today. First, we're going to talk about what shopper purchase signals actually are, what it means when a shopper is raising their hands and telling you they are interested in something. Then we will dig into why these signals matter more now than they ever have before. We will look at some real brands like Princess Polly, Killstar, Dubarry of Ireland, who are already capturing shopper signals, seeing incredible results out of them. And finally, I will show you how you can start listening to these signals today with the right tools. Sounds good? Let's dive in. All right, let's start with the basics. What is a shopper purchase signal? At its core, a shopper purchase signal is any action or behavior that tells you a shopper is interested in something specific. It's an intent, a signal they are sharing, sometimes explicitly and sometimes implicitly, that says, I care about this product. I'm drawn to this color. This is my size. I'm interested in this one particular variant. Think about it in the physical retail world for a second. When a shopper walks into a store, picks up a shirt, checks the price tag, holds it up to themselves in the mirror, that's a signal. They ask a sales associate if it comes in different sizes, that's a signal. When they put it in the basket but keep shopping, that's a signal. Every single one of these micro actions is telling you something about what that shopper wants. Now, back to the e-commerce world. Your shoppers are doing the exact same thing. They are clicking, browsing, comparing, saving, and sharing. Every one of these digital actions is a purchase signal. And the question is, are you actually listening to them? Now let's talk about one signal every single one of you already knows and is already acting on: the add to cart signal. Every store has a cart. Every e-commerce platform tracks it. And most of you already have some version of cart abandonment flow set up, where if a shopper adds something to their cart and leaves without buying, you follow up with an email or an SMS to nudge them to come back and complete that purchase. And that makes total sense, right? Cart is a strong signal. It's one of the highest intent actions a shopper drops on your website if they don't complete the purchase. So of course we optimize around it. But here's one thing I want you to really sit with for a moment. Cart is just one signal, one. And if that's the only signal you're listening to, you're only hearing a fraction of what your shoppers are trying to tell you. Did you know that there are many other signals other than add to cart? The signals your shoppers are sending to you every single day, the signals that indicate genuine interest, purchase consideration, and buying intent, and most stores are completely ignoring them. The truth is, there are countless data signals you can listen to depending on your shopper base, your product category, your business type. And let me walk you through a few of them, a few powerful ones. Repeat visit to the same product. When a shopper comes back to the same product page 2 times, 3 times, 5 times, 10 times, that's not casual browsing. That's someone who is seriously considering that purchase. They are doing research, they are comparing, they are building conviction, and that is a high intent signal. Extended time on a product detail page. When a shopper spends significantly more time on one product page than others, scrolling through images, reading product description, checking reviews, comparing sizes, that tells you they are deeply engaged. They are not window shopping, they are evaluating. And the next is my favorite: explicitly saving a product. Whether a wish list, a save for later section, or a favorites list, when a shopper deliberately takes an action to bookmark a product, they are literally telling you, I want this. I'm not ready to buy this right now, but remember this for me. This is your zero-party data that your shoppers are dropping on your website. Next, subscribing to out-of-stock notifications. This one is massive. When a shopper finds a product, a variant they want, but it's out of stock, they still take the time to enter their email to get notified when it's back in stock. That's as close to a guaranteed sale as you can get without completing a purchase. Next up, sharing product with someone else. When a shopper sends a product list to a friend, a partner, a family member, they're either making a social recommendation or they are asking for a second opinion before they buy. Searching for a specific product category, product name in the search bar, adding item to gift registry, price comparison behavior, engaging with certain types of email, SMS, depending on the content in the email, cross-device browsing. When the same shopper browses a product on desktop and later on mobile, that's a signal of sustained interest. They are carrying that product with them throughout the day. And honestly, what you see on the screen, these 10 signals that are listed, it's just the tip of the iceberg. Every interaction a shopper has with your store is a piece of data, a signal, a breadcrumb that tells you what they want and how close they are to buying. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. You spend thousands of dollars to drive traffic to your website, drive sessions to your website. A session by itself doesn't mean much. Someone visited your store, browsed around, and left. That's an anonymous visit. You don't know who they are, what they liked, and how to bring them back. But an identified shopper is a completely different story. An identified shopper is what we call an acquired shopper. And here's the magic. Imagine you can attach the shopper interest that you have captured from all of these signals that they have given to you, the products they browse, the variant they subscribe to, the item they browsed repeatedly, and connect all of this to their identity. Now you have a complete profile. Now you have context, and now you can bring the shopper back to your store at exactly the right time with exactly the right message and with the exact same product that they already told you they care about. Now, this is where it gets fundamentally different from the traditional approach to shopper acquisition. Most stores today are dropping random pop-ups at the moment when someone lands on their site. Hey, give me your email and get 10% discount, or subscribe to the newsletter. And sure, that works for some people, but it's not smart. It's a blanket approach. There is no context, no relevance. When you listen to shopper signals, you flip the script entirely. Instead of asking for an email, you're giving shoppers a reason to identify themselves. You're telling them log in so you can save your favorite products and access them anytime on any device. That's the value. That's the reason to engage. And that's what we call a smarter way to acquire your shoppers. All right, just a quick question. Now, I suppose like we've gone through a bunch of slides, and I hope all of you understand what an intent signal is, what a purchase signal is. Just a quick question. Beyond cart abandonment, do you currently capture any other shopper signals? If you could just like drop in a ping in the chat. If you capture those signals, do you capture only cart abandonment or beyond cart? And if you do capture beyond cart, what are those signals? And second question to the ones who capture signals beyond cart, are you actively using those signals in your marketing? Are you activating the captured signals to drive personalized marketing? Great. We'll go through the chat messages. Please keep it going. In the interest of time, I will keep going. All right. So now you know what signals are and how many of them exist. Let's talk about why this matters more right now than it ever has before. I want you to think about your marketing budget for a second. How much are you spending on paid media, on Facebook ad, Google ad, TikTok ad, influencer partnership? The cost of paid acquisition has been climbing steadily year after year. CPMs are up, CPCs are up. The cost to put your brand in front of a potential customer is higher than ever. And here's the painful truth. You spend thousands of dollars driving traffic to your website. You fight for every click, every impression. And then what happens? On an average, only 2% of that traffic actually converts. 2%. That means 98% of the people you paid to bring to your store leave without buying. Now, here's another stat that's actually important. Research consistently shows that it takes somewhere between 6 to 8 touch points before a shopper converts. 6 to 8. So, if a shopper visits your store, looks at a product and leaves, does that mean you need to go spend more ad dollars to bring the same shopper back for visit number 2, for visit number 3, 4, 6 before they purchase? That gets really, really expensive. So here's the opportunity. By giving the option to your shoppers to drop their signals and listening to those signals instead of only tapping into that tiny 2% that converts on the first visit, you capture up to 30% of your shopper identity and their interest, the products that they're interested in. 30%. That's more shoppers that you can identify, understand, and bring them back to your store without having to pay for another ad click. Think about what that means for your business. Instead of going back to paid media every time, you're building a first party data asset. You're building a list of people who have already told you what they want, and you can reach them through owned channels, through email, SMS, push notification at the fraction of cost of at any time and multiple times. And that's the shift from renting your audience to owning your audience. And it starts with listening to shopper signals. All right, enough theory. Let's see this in action. I want to show you 3 brands that have already listened to these signals and turned these signals into real revenue. Good. All right. Sorry about the interruption. Let's go through the 3 winning brands who are already using shopper signals, acting on them, and generating revenue from these signals. First up, Princess Polly, a hugely popular fashion brand with a massive online presence and a dedicated mobile app. Princess Polly went through a real transformation when they started taking shopper signals seriously. Here's what they did. They enabled their shoppers to save products directly on their website, wishlist save for later, but here's the key part. These saved signals did not just live on the website, they followed the shopper. If a shopper saved something on the desktop, it was waiting for them on when they opened the mobile app. And the other way around too. That cross platform continuity is huge because it means a shopper never has to start over. Their intent is preserved everywhere on desktop, on mobile app, and also on email and SMS. And then they acted on these signals. They didn't just capture these signals, they acted on these signals. They used the save product data to drive mobile push notifications exactly at the right time. When a saved product went on sale, a mobile push notification. When a saved product was running low on stock, an email with urgency. The signal followed the customer, so did the marketing. And this is really important. This wasn't creepy marketing. It wasn't creepy marketing. It wasn't something random. Hey, we noticed you were browsing message. It was marketing with context that the shopper themselves had asked for by saving the product. And the results? 3 times higher engagement, increase average order value, significant lift in revenue, all from listening to signals their shoppers were already giving them. Next, let's look at Killstar. Now, Killstar is an interesting case because they actually already had strong website engagement, unlike Princess Polly. People were browsing, spending time on the site, interacting with product. The problem was that those engaged shoppers were not converting. So what did they do? They doubled down on signal-based marketing. They captured wishlist data, back-in-stock subscription, and high engagement browsing signals, and then they got strategic about when to deploy them during key moments like holidays, payday, Halloween, BFCM, during their own sales period. Instead of sending the same batch and blast email to the entire list, they created targeted segments in Klaviyo using the signals they had captured. They built personalized campaigns in the form of emails, SMS, push notification, each one tailored to the individual shoppers who had already expressed their interest in. The results? Hundreds and thousands of dollars in revenue directly attributable to the signal based segments. And these aren't one off campaigns. These personalized signal based marketing flows are consistently among their top performing flows to date. And finally, the last one, a slightly different example, Dubarry of Ireland. It's a global brand selling across multiple countries. Their challenge was more nuanced. They didn't just want to capture product level signal, they needed market level intelligence. With Shopify Markets, many brands are now running single storefront with that serves multiple markets in multiple currencies, multiple languages. That makes personalized marketing at the market level really complex. Which products are popular in which region? When should you restock for which market? How do you send the right message to the right customer in the right market? All of these are complex use cases to solve for personalized marketing. But Dubarry solved this by capturing shopper signals. one of the most powerful signals they leveraged was back in stock. Instead of restocking all products at once, they used signal data to understand which specific product were in demand in which market, and they restocked those products accordingly. When those products came back, they retargeted shoppers who had subscribed with that exact variant they had asked for. The result, 16x ROI, 79% open rate, a 30% click rate. These numbers are extraordinary. They came from one signal type, back in stock, executed with precision and with the right context. So these three brands with three different strategies, different signal types, all of them had one common truth. Shoppers are raising their hands. They are telling you what they want to buy. The question is, are you listening to them across all the places they interact with your brand? All right, now we have understood to some extent what purchase signals are, how to listen to them, and the brands who have leveraged these signals and the value they have driven from these signals. Now the next question is, how do I, as a brand, how do I actually do this? As a brand or even as an agency working with brands, how do I start capturing these signals and turning them into revenue? If you're on Shopify, the great news is that there are multiple apps available on Shopify App Store that help you offer wish list, back in stock notification, high browse intent capturing, cart save functionality, and the ability to push all of that data into structured automated marketing campaigns through your existing marketing stack. Swym is one of those solutions. It's what powers the signal captured for the brands like the ones we just discussed. With Swym, you get a comprehensive signal capture and activation platform that includes wish list, cart saves, frequently browsed product, back in stock notification, gift registry, and various integrations with Shopify POS, TapCart, and many other. And the setup is flexible. You set this up. You set up the wish list on your storefront using Shopify Sidekick prompt or using our own guided setup wizard. Or if you want, we also offer APIs where you can make your storefront experience, the wishlist experience to your storefront very, very native. But capturing signals is only half of the equation. The real magic happens when you act on them. With Swim's marketing integrations, the signals you capture feed directly into your marketing platform in Klaviyo, Ometria, Omniscient, Attentive, and many other. These signals can be used to power AI-driven segments in Klaviyo, build richer campaign context flows based on trigger types like price drop, back in stock alert, low stock, wish list reminder, cart save reminders. So you're not just capturing signals once, you are acting on them repeatedly with the right information at the right time and converting more shoppers into sales with every touch point. Today, Swim serves 50K brands and drives shopper signal driven revenue for them. We are very close to closing, but before we wrap up, let me give you a quick framework and a recap to take away. What I call the signal opportunity metric. This maps each signal type to actions you can take and the outcome you can expect. There are signals that are listed in the metrics. They're like actions you can take on each of these signals, the marketing channels, the connection that you can have with these, the connection you can have with your shoppers when you capture those signals, and the outcome you can expect out of them. These are different types of signals that you enable for your shoppers so that your shoppers can share what they like with you, and you listen to them, you listen to those signals and respond by taking actions through your marketing channels. Doing so can drive the desired outcome. Ultimately, all of this contributes to increasing your revenue. And this brings us to the close of today's session. I want to leave you with one thought. Your shoppers are already telling you what they want to buy. Every save, every subscription, every repeat visit, every search, these are raised hand. The brands that are winning at retention and driving real revenue growth are the ones who are listening. They are capturing those signals. They are connecting them to shopper identity, personalized with the personalized contextual marketing that respect the shopper's intent. The tools are available. The playbook is proven. The case studies speak for themselves. The only question is, are you ready to start listening? Thank you so much for spending this time with us. Now let's open it up to for any questions. Chris, over to you.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for giving that talk. I think it was very helpful for everyone here in the audience to see. So we actually did get a response to your earlier question towards the beginning of the presentation, asking what merchants are currently doing right now. So cacum13 at yahoo.com mentioned C, just cart data. So I think the first question was beyond cart abandonment, do you currently capture any other shopper signals? He said C, mainly relying on cart data, and then B for if you capture signals, are you using them in your marketing? So B is we capture, but we don't act on them.
Yeah, that's so if sorry, can you tell me the name again?
Yeah, it's the name is not entered, just the email there, cacum13 at yahoo.com.
Okay, CACM 13. I think it's great that you're capturing card data, but that's just one signal. And if you're not acting on that signal as well, I think you need to start acting on it as soon as possible because it's a really, really high intent signal. What we have seen are brands getting up to 30, 40% open rate and much higher conversion when it comes to cart abandonment retargeting. And then apart from cart, there are many other signals that we just went through. Happy to chat. I'm dropping my meeting invite here. If you scan the QR code, we can chat through these signals and happy to set it up for your store as well.
Yeah, so I was revisiting you guys' Shopify app. You guys actually have free tiers, pretty friendly free tiers on Swym and Wishlist Plus. And even you guys have a few other apps as well. So Swym, I think gift lists and registries also have a free tier. I'm gonna go ahead and drop that in the link too if people want to check that out.
Yeah.
So I've been hearing more and more about these social listening tools. So every time we've kind of talked about this, even in our private meetings. Is it fair to like some of these other tools, they try to track social media. Some of these platforms like Instagram and X, they don't necessarily provide an API. X has an API now. But like what I see is like a lot of brands, they're always looking for like other people that tag them or mention them so that way they can quickly comment or engage with the post. Is it fair to kind of put Swym in that category, but for e-commerce merchants is essentially just listening for something and then trying to engage with that customer? Is it fair to kind of put that label?
So what we offer, so our the engagement that we drive is mostly through the storefront, where on the
Right.
storefront when shopper is taking actions. And what we also do in terms of like the paid to optimize or improve the ROAS of the paid media, when like shopper is taking actions on the storefront, we push the data back to the Meta Ad Manager so that when you're running ads, if you're creating segments, you don't have to just rely on add to cart segment or just the segment, the small segment that you have who has purchased products. You can actually create segments who are highly engaged with your website so that you can drive more and more engaged similar shoppers to the store. So that's like something that we do with paid media. But most of the work that we do is on your online store, where capture various signals on online store, on mobile app where shoppers are taking various actions on mobile app and we capture those, and also on your POS. If you have an offline store and if you the shoppers are browsing online, going to the offline store and purchasing there, or browsing in offline store and coming back and buying in the online store, we sort of like sync that data. We capture the shopper interest both on the online store and in the in-store store.
You mentioned mobile app. How does that, is it the custom mobile app for the store themselves, or is it a Swym app and then you guys are kind of just talking to different systems?
Yeah, so we covered Princess Polly has a mobile app. They have pretty high
Okay.
engagement rate. Killstar has a mobile app. These apps are built on top of TapCart. So we have partnership with TapCart where Wishlist sort of sits on top of TapCart, platform where shoppers can wishlist in the TapCart mobile app. They can wishlist in the storefront mobile app. All of that data is connected to one backend so that you can act on that data, and also the data gets transferred on the website and also on the mobile app.
Gotcha. I think I've actually seen their website before. So for the audience, if you guys aren't familiar, TapCart is a dedicated mobile app builder for Shopify storefronts. I'm curious if it's in any way similar to like the Shop Minis. I know Shopify has been pushing their own mobile app platform or through their Shop channel, with the Shop app where they have track shipping and checkout and stuff and package delivery.
Yeah. So while working with Shopify, one of the things that I've learned from brands is they want multiple surfaces. They don't want to stick to
Right.
one surface to sell products. So they want to sell. There are brands they want to sell on marketplaces. They want to sell on their online store. They want to sell in the offline store. They want to sell on TikTok shops and everywhere, right? So what happens is in the case of, for example, the question you asked, mobile app versus the Shop app that the Shopify offers. So Shop app is like another sales channel for them. It's sort of like a marketplace sales channel where where as a
Right.
brand, you have your presence in the online store, and you also have presence in the form of mobile app for the shoppers who are repeat purchasers, who come and visit you more frequently, who buy your products repeatedly. And that's why a lot of the brands like Swym works with, like there are many brands that Shopify works with, they do offer their own dedicated mobile apps. And there are actually, other than Tapcart, there are quite a few platforms that help you convert your online store into a mobile app.
Okay. Before we so we had a new question here. My name is Kaylee. I'm just starting out my small business. I've been set up in Shopify for about 5 months now. Traffic is very slow. What are some ideas to get them to my site more? And then low cost things to do to keep them around. I haven't been using much info with the carts since I'm not getting much traffic. My business is custom apparel, t-shirts, hoodies, and sweatshirts. Let's see, Kaylee. It'd be helpful to have some more context here, Kaylee. Like, is there a certain region that you're located in? A certain, like, is this like a B2B? You said custom apparel. So is your audience more B2B? Is it more B2C? I think a little bit more context would be helpful here, so that we could kind of guide you in the right direction. Kelly, while we wait for that, we're going to kind of keep going with the discussion, but feel free to just add more context there, so that way we can kind of provide a better answer for you.
Yeah.
Renuka, Swim, are you guys looking? So how much? I asked Edward Upton this yesterday in the for little data, because he mentioned also this Meta Ads Manager, and they're constantly in the weeds of all these different channels and different connecting Google Analytics, Meta Ads Manager, tracking storefront user behavior on the storefront, and all these things. As the AI channels are starting to roll out, because as we speak, it's not completely fully released for all merchants, and I think he mentioned that it's only for U.S. merchants so far, where they're starting to roll out shopping and buying products through ChatGPT and some of the other chatbots. Um, how much time and research and development have you guys dedicated towards that as another touch point? I know we've talked about AI before in preparation for this call, but it's specifically to like UCP and Shopify and those things. I know those are mostly just proposals and documents. But how much time has Swim put into this?
Oh, definitely. I think AI is a huge, like, driving force. We are in fact doing a 1 month. We are a remote company, but we are working out of office for a month, and that's purely because we want to make sure that we are building AI not just like for our internal processes where we work efficiently, but we're exposing, the AI capabilities for our brands as well. Because we are a data company, we capture a lot of the shopper journey data, and we want to make sure that we are, like, consuming AI to the best possible manner so that we can give our brands more and more value. So the specific things that we have done so far, there are quite a few things in the works. The in-person 1 month sprint is like not even halfway. We just started it. But few things that we have already shipped. One, the Sidekick integration. So when you are setting up wish list on your store, earlier you had to like set up the buttons. Now you can talk to Sidekick and set things up. You can change the design of the button by talking to Sidekick, by giving prompts to Sidekick. We already have integration with Shopify Flow, which we are enriching with more and more data, so that you can push the wishlist data to Shopify Flow, and that data you don't have to just consume in the form of email, SMS, or push notifications. You can actually expose this data to your storefront. You can expose this data to your support team, to your merchandising team, and make various decisions within the org. So there are like quite a few things that's happening around Shopify Flow. With Sidekick, Shopify Flow becomes even more powerful. So we want to make sure that we give brands more and more data via Shopify Flow, so that whatever you can unlock, you should be able to unlock with the data that we are capturing on behalf of your own shoppers. So these are the two things that we have done. We also work, we are a preferred partner with Klaviyo. Klaviyo has Klaviyo AI, where we push our, the product level, the shopper level with the product context data, where by using Klaviyo AI, you can create various shoppers segments and then retarget those segments with the product information that we are already pushing. So there are like bunch of things in motion. These are the few things that we just shipped because we sort of like wanted to make sure that we are using AI to the best possible way we can. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, we have a lot of guardrails. We have a lot of like guidelines, GDPR guidelines, and so on, because of which we are not like trying to expose all the data out there to all the
Yeah,
LLMs, because we really
absolutely.
care about our merchants, customers. So that's another reason we are being little conservative. We are making sure that we consult with the right legal entities before we take any actions.
Gotcha. Yeah. Actually, on that note, I wanted to ask, how deep is Swim able to go in identifying customers? Obviously, if you guys are operating, you guys have over 1,000 reviews, so I'm sure you guys have merchants all over the world. Um, how deep do you guys go in terms of collecting data on customers? Do you guys ever look at age, gender, background, location? How deep can you guys really go to help give more merchants? You were mentioning context and giving context along with these signals. So how deep are you guys able to go?
Yeah. So what we are capturing today is a purchase intent signal. So where the focus is mostly around what's the intent that you are dropping as a shopper. So which means the
Okay.
product that you're interested in, the variant you are interested in. We are one of the very few apps on Shopify that come within the intent sort of platform category where we have integration with Shopify markets. So we also capture the market level data. So if your shopper is, let's say you are a global brand with Shopify markets, and you have one sort of catalog for all markets, and you're managing the same catalog in a manner that Shopify lets you manage with Shopify markets. We capture from which market the shopper is wishlisting. Your wishlist page is all translated. The currency is the local currency. Your whole storefront is market specific, and also the data that we capture is market specific data. The data that we transfer to, let's say, Klaviyo or Omitria, that has the market level context, and the context to a level where, let's say, you send out an email to a shopper with the price drop email with a product that was wishlisted by a shopper and now is on sale. And when they click on the link, it takes them to their own market. So there's market level context, this product variant level context that we capture. We are looking to capture more and more information. We also help our brands capture more identity because when a shopper is saving their products, they have to log into the store to save the products. We also capture login via our own email pop-up, but it's not just the pop-up that appears. It appears when you are wishlisting, on third wishlist, on fourth wishlist, and it also tells you that you need to log in, you need to give your identity so that we can, save the products that you're saving. So there's like identity capture, there is market level, context capture, this product level context capture is what we focus on right now.
Awesome. Awesome. Um, you mentioned a lot of different signals, including cross-device browsing, email click-through. Are you guys integrating with third parties at all, or is Swim doing all of this in-house?
Um, we do have some capabilities to do this in-house, but our goal is
Yeah.
to make sure that we sort of support your current system. We don't disrupt your system. So if, let's say, you are a brand who is doing email marketing via Klaviyo or via Omitria or any of the marketing channels, our goal is to send the data to those channels rather than pushing you to use our in-house email sender. We do have inbuilt email. Wherever brands do not have their ESPs, they leverage our inbuilt email sender. But yeah, our goal is to make sure that we sit right in the current setup that you have without disturbing anything. So we have a lot of integrations. We have integration with 20 plus ESPs and CDPs.
Okay. Anything new you can tell us without spilling any trade secrets about what you guys are working on in Swim, any new features coming out, things that people should be on the lookout for?
Um, Shopify Markets is definitely one of the new things where it's kind of old story, but still something that we see a lot of traction from our brands.
Hmm.
There are a bunch of like AI capabilities that we are building. We are trying to consolidate. So as you can see on our Shopify App Store listing, we have multiple apps. We are trying to consolidate all the apps under one app so that you don't have to install and manage different apps to capture different signals. Our goal is that we are an intent capture platform, and we let you capture intent with one application, with one integration with us from different from different signals. So back in stock signal, wish list signal, cart save signal, and so on. So there are like a bunch of those capabilities that we are building right now that will help brands to sort of have one app and capture multiple signals.
Yeah, I went ahead and dropped that link to the partner, the whole account. So I really encourage the audience to check these apps out. These apps, two of the apps have hundreds of reviews, and the Built for Shopify badge. Again, very friendly pricing, and lower pricing tiers that are more generous towards people who are just starting out. Renuka, is there a link that you want to send to the audience as far as like if somebody wants to grab a meeting with you to have a deeper chat? I know you have a HubSpot link.
Yes, yeah, 1 second. It's there in the QR code. 1 second, I'm just grabbing my HubSpot link.
Sure, just want to drop that in just in case.
Definitely.
I think I might have it myself. Let me see.
Yeah, this is the one. Can you see my chat, Chris?
I can see it.
I don't think.
You don't.
Yeah,
I'm gonna send it right now. I actually have your link right here. Let me see.
cool.
So send that to everybody. Again, if you guys are seriously interested in looking at Swim and using their products to help kind of level up your store at all, I would highly recommend you meet with Renuka. She's been there for quite some time now, and so she knows all about their products. And can help you guys get set up. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Get some time back. Just a little bit of a breather. Renuka, thank you so much again for your time and for giving us all this free knowledge. And hope the audience here got some value today. I know I did. And yeah, thank you all for joining.
Thank you, Chris. Thanks everyone for joining. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.